we shall read the lesson. Open to page number 30 and mark the difficult spellings also. Okay, page number 30, lesson number 5, understanding time. Time has 3 parts. What has gone by is the past. What is going on now is the present. What is yet to come is the future. Please underline the spelling, children. P-A-S-T, past. P-R-E-S-E-N-T, present. F-U-T-U-R-E, future. Today is Monday. The word today shows the present time. Tomorrow is my birthday. The word tomorrow shows the future. Yesterday, Granny told me a story. The word yesterday shows the past. Time can be understood using means such as calendars, school timetables, etc. Please underline the word calendars. C-A-L-E-N-D-A-R-S, calendars. Timetables, T-I-M-E-T-A-B-L-E-S. Okay, can you tell me for which purposes do we use a calendar? Why do we use a calendar? To identify the days, week and month, as well as to identify the important events like holidays or festivals. When and why do you turn the page of a calendar? We turn the page of a calendar on completion of a particular month. So we turn the page to view the details of the next month, isn't it? Okay. Now what do the numbers in the calendar tell us? The numbers in the calendar tell us the days. Okay. Now it is important to understand time for studying history. History means what? The study of the past events are called history. Sometimes, children please underline the word important. I-M-P-O-R-T-A-N-T, important. Understand, U-N-D-E-R-S-T-A-N-D, understand. History, H-I-S-T-O-R-Y, history. Sometimes old statues, coins, shards of pottery, etc. are found while digging the foundation of the building. Underline the word statues, S-T-A-T-U-E-S, statues. Shards, S-H-A-R-D-S, shards. Shard means what? As I told you, the broken piece of pottery with sharp edges is called the shards. Foundation, F-O-U-N-D-A-C-I-O-N, foundation. B-U-I-I-D-I-N-G, building. Now, what's the meaning of while digging the foundation of the building? That means when you dig the portion of the land to construct a building, that is called digging the foundation of a building. B-U-I-L-D-I-N-G, building. These things are studied carefully. Through these things, we come to know the period of time to which they belong. Today's newspaper becomes old tomorrow, but if we cannot remember a particular fact, we search through the old newspapers to find the information we need. Underline the word information, I-N-F-O-R-M-A-T-I-O-N. This means that today's newspaper will tomorrow become an important means of getting to know history. Page number 31. How do we measure time? To understand time, we divide it into seconds, minutes, hours, day and night, fortnight, month and year. In this way, time can be measured. Underline the word seconds, S-E-C-O-N-D-S, minutes, M-I-N-U-T-E-S, minutes, F-O-R-T-N-I-G-H-T, fortnight. Fortnight means a period of 15 days is called a fortnight. And children, you must know 1 minute has 60 seconds. Okay, and 1 hour has 60 minutes. 1 day has 24 hours. 1 week has 7 days. And fortnight means a period of 15 days. A period of 15 days is fortnight. And decade means a period of 10 years. A period of 10 years is called a decade. And century, a period of 100 years. A period of 100 years is a century. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 1 day equals 24 hours. 1 week has 7 days. A month, 1 month has 30 or 31 days. Isn't it? Except for the month of February, which has 28 or 29 days. And 1 year has 365 days. If it is a leap year, then there are 366 days. Page number 31, children. To understand time, we divided it into seconds, minutes, hours, day and night, fortnight, month, year. In this way, time can be measured. MEASURED, measured. Water clocks, clocks and the calendars are the instruments of measuring time. So what are the instruments for measuring time? Water clocks, clocks and the calendar, they are the instruments for measuring time. Please underline the word instruments, children. INSTRUMENTS, instruments. Do you know, in the 14th century, the hourglass came into use in Europe. It consisted of 2 connected glass vessels fitted in a wooden frame. Please underline the word Europe. EUROPE. Consisted, CONSISTED. Connected, CONNECTED. Connected. Vessels, VESSELS, vessels. WOODEN, wooden. Frame, FRAME. Dry fine sand was poured into one of the vessels. The connecting hole between the vessels allowed the sand in the top vessel to fall into the lower vessel. The hourglass was constructed in such a way that it took 1 hour for all the sand to fall from one vessel into the other. The clock was turned over as soon as all the sand had fallen into the lower vessel. This is how a period of 1 hour was measured. These clocks were used in India too. Underline the word connecting, CONNECTING, connecting. VESSEL, vessel. CONSTRUCTED, constructed. Take photograph of yourself from the past and present in the frame. Below, in the frame of the future, draw a picture of what you will look like in 20 years. Just an imaginary picture, isn't it? So, you can stick the picture when you are baby in the past, in the present, the current picture, and the imaginary picture for the future. Open to page 32, children. Why do we make partitions of time in different ways? For convenience of everyday work, time is divided in different ways. CONVENIENCE convenience. TIFFFRENT different. YESTER yesterday. TOMORROW tomorrow. For example, while using words like now, a while ago, in a while, today, yesterday and tomorrow, we are unknowingly using times in our minds. What we have done, for convenience of day-to-day work, time is split into parts. When we use words like right now, in a while or later, we unknowingly measure time in our minds. Time is measured by using instruments such as clocks, calendars and school timetables. Time is divided into parts such as second, minute, hour, day and night, or week, fortnight, month and year. We get an understanding of time through historical buildings. Historical buildings, what do we have in Pune, children? We have Aga Khan Palace, Shivneri Fort, Siangad Fort, isn't it? So those are all historical buildings. In Bombay we have Gateway of India. We have Elephanta Caves also in Mumbai. In Delhi we have Qutub Minar. We also have Red Fort, isn't it? We also have India Gate. So those are the historical buildings. We can get an understanding of time through historical buildings or old objects like coins, statues or shards of pottery found in an area. They help us to understand the history of that place. Okay. It's another quick revision, children. 1 minute has 60 seconds, 1 hour 60 minutes, 1 day 24 hours, 1 week 7 days, a fortnight is a period of 15 days, decade a period of 10 years, century a period of 100 years, and 1 month has 30 or 31 days except for the month of February which has 28 or 29 days. So what we have learned, we'll have the revision. We learned time is divided into 3 parts, isn't it? Past, present and future. Now the past which is already gone by, isn't it? That's called past. Then present which is going on now. Future which is yet to come is called the future. And if I say I have holiday today, the word today shows present. Yesterday was my mom's birthday. The word yesterday shows the past. And when I say tomorrow is Sunday, the word tomorrow shows the future. Then what else we learn? Time can be understood by various means such as how time can be understood by various means such as calendars, school timetables, and clock. Isn't it? By clock we can easily tell the time. Calendars help us to look at the details about the days, the week, the month. Isn't it? Okay, then school timetables. We all have school timetables, isn't it? Because we bring the books to the school as per the timetable, and we all await for the break time, isn't it? So after the third bell rings, we have break time. So we all enjoy our food with our friends, as well as we go down and play with our friends. So how this is calculated? By school timetables, isn't it? And suppose something like PT period, which comes after fifth period or so, then what do you do? Wait for the bell to ring, isn't it? As soon as the bell rings, you come to know like fifth period we have PT, then we all go down to play during PT period. So school timetable also helps you measure the time. Then we learn it is important to understand time for studying history. History means the study of past events is called history. Now how do we study that? By old objects. By old objects that are found, like old coins, shards of pottery, or statues are found while digging the foundation of the building. Now shards means, I told you all, the broken piece of pots which has sharp edges, that's called shards. So through that we come to know the history of that place. Secondly, we can come to know history through historical buildings. Through historical buildings, we come to the people who lived in different ages of time, different eras of time. They had different cultures, they had different habits, they had different traditions. We also learn through newspaper also we come to know, isn't it? Newspaper. Now today's newspaper becomes old tomorrow, and when we do not remember a particular fact, what we do? We search for the old newspaper to find the information we need. So hence the newspaper also plays an important role to find the information of the past. Then we learn how do we measure time. How do we measure time? The time is divided into seconds, minutes. Time is divided into seconds, minutes, and hours. Day and night. Week, fortnight, month and year. So what are the instruments to measure these times? The instrument to measure these times were calendar, clock, and school timetables. Okay, so what are the ancient instruments? Ancient means in olden times what did they use? They used motor clocks. In ancient times, they used hourglass. The hourglass is also called as sand glass. They also had water clock and sundials. They are the oldest form of instrument, children. Sundials are the oldest form of instrument to measure time. But nowadays we have clock, We have wristwatches, isn't it? And we also have digital clocks and watches. Digital clocks and watches. And as well as stopwatch. Stopwatch is used for games, children. Then what did we learn? I show you all the pictures. This is the picture of sundial, water clock and hourglass. Okay, hourglass came into use in Europe during the 14th century. It had two connected glass vessels. Dry fine sand was poured into one of the vessels. The connecting hole between the two vessels allowed the sand to fall into the lower vessel from the vessel which is on top. Okay, so it was constructed in such a way that it took 1 hour for all the sand to fall into the lower vessel. So this is the time of 1 hour was measured in hourglass. And what about sundials? Sundial, I told you all, time was measured on the basis of sun's shadow. It had two parts. A pointer which casts the shadows when the sun ray falls on it. Secondly, it had a number dial on which the shadow falls to show the hour. Now, as we see the movement of sun, as we see the sun's positions, as the sun's positions are changed, even the shadow also change, showing the different hours of time. Then we also learned about the water clock. Now water clock, we had two vessels. An empty vessel with a hole was placed in a large container which was filled with water. There were markings for the lines on the container. Now as the water entered through the hole, it was observed where the water enters the lines. Hence the time was measured in this way. Then we also learned how do we do the partition of time, that is how do we divide the time. That is according to our convenience of everyday work, we divide the time. When we use words like a while ago, in a while, later, or we can say day after tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow, yesterday. So we are going to be measuring time in our mind. Okay children, that's it for today's class. Thank you.